T-minus 1 minute 40 seconds. The ground propellant feed has been terminated.
You're always calling me up, all scared. You say your house is haunted and you gotta beware. But quite frankly, I can't take it anymore. I don't give a damn if there's some creaking in your floor. It's not
Coming up on the 1 minute mark,
just a dumbass.
Soyuz about to go on internal power.
About your boring lazy ass. Nobody's moving pictures or opening your cupboards. You just got a goldfish memory, my brother. So don't call me with this bullshit. Oh,
T-minus 1 minute and counting.
tired of dealing with it. It ain't a ghost. Oh.
About 20 seconds away from the first umbilical retracting from the side of the booster.
Vehicle
Есть переход блока третьей ступени на бортовое питание. Есть отрыв самого блока третьей ступени. Есть отрыв холодный объем бокового блока И-70.
There's the retraction of the first umbilical. Standing by for the second umbilical to retract and initiate engine sequence start. Auto sequence initiated, standing by for engine start. We have main engine start.
for ignition.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition and liftoff. Liftoff of Soyuz MS-27. Kim, Ryzhikov, and Zabritsky begin a sprint for a marathon mission on the International Space Station. Soyuz arcing out to the northeast. Good roll, pitch, and yaw program reported.
Thrusters operated nominally.
All first stage engines operating normally according to the engineers at the blockhouse in Baikonur. 40 seconds into the flight. The vehicle parameters are all reported to be stable.
Stable at 40 seconds. Everything nominal on board.
1 minute into the flight, the International Space Station flying directly over the Baikonur Cosmodrome. The Soyuz booster passing through the area of maximum dynamic pressure.
Crew is feeling good.
All vehicle systems reported to be normal.
Параметры системы управления ракетой-носителя в норме.
Параметры ракеты-носителя в норме.
90 seconds into the flight. First stage performance nominal.
Nominal. Everything nominal on board. Copy.
I just want to say rest in peace to a good friend of mine.
About 15 seconds away from first stage separation.
0848, 48, everything nominal on board.
Let's just say
Standing by for first stage separation.
I met Tupac when I was out Cali after a drug
Roll
deal.
speed beyond
When I
nominal.
met
First stage separation reported.
he kept it real. He told
The
me
symmetrical
what's the
departure of the
cowboy
strap-on
been doing
boosters.
in the hood.
Second stage up and running.
Told him, sir, I'm just here to
Информация на
serve.
линии бросит УК, отделение первой ступени.
Told him what
First
you
stage
need.
separate.
Vehicle parameters all are normal according to the engineers at the blockhouse in Baikonur. 2.5 minutes into the flight.
I told him, well, shit, let me get a hit of that sticky icky. Ooh, he started
36
laughing. He
miles
said,
in altitude,
"This man,
75
you
miles
fucking
downrange from the Baikonur
So
Cosmodrome.
we kicked back and started
Thrusters
smoking on a
operating.
blunt, chopping
Second
it up.
stage engines
Telling
all
me
operating
stories
normally.
about how his homies create
Soyuz
crack
выбрал
and
пускателя.
it up. It blew
The
my
launch route
spine
has
when
now
I told
been
them they
jettisoned
probably
as
got their
planned.
coke from me.
The second stage shutdown will come at the 4 minute 37 second mark into the flight.
Rest in peace, Pop. You had an impact on this cowboy's life.
Launch occurring on time at 12:47 and 15 seconds a.m. Central Time, 10:47 and 15 seconds a.m. Baikonur time. This view now from a camera on the upper stage of the Soyuz booster. 3 minutes 20 seconds into the flight, all vehicle parameters continue to operate as planned.
Двигатель сцепления работает нормально.
Thrusters operating nominally and everything nominal on board. The crew is feeling good.
Good control of the vehicle.
It was at night when
5 minutes of powered flight remaining.
Полет нормальный.
Nominal flight.
Мотор в порядок.
Everything nominal on board.
4 minutes into the flight, all vehicle Ryzhikov reports the crew is feeling good.
Second stage separation. Copy.
Word was getting out, starting to make some buzz. I was escorted his room and I couldn't believe it with my own
We're standing by for second stage shutdown and separation.
Nominal. Copy.
I felt a lot of emotions ranging from anger to sadness. Seeing Pop there
Third
was
stage
sending me
oxidizer tank has been pressurized.
Pop, please, my friend, don't go. It seems like
Есть
heaven
ожидание
just got
расширения.
another fist in
Подтверждаю ожидание.
Second stage separation. Confirmed.
always a good friend to me.
Everything nominal on board. The crew is feeling good.
Your words would change the dope game. You know I give back the money.
That was the third stage lower skirt that was jettisoned as planned.
No longer be
The Soyuz now flying on the power of its third stage engine
Tupac had died.
with about 3.5 minutes of powered flight remaining. All systems continue to operate in excellent fashion.
The night Tupac died.
Двигатель третьей ступени работает нормально.
Third stage engine operation nominal.
Понял. Мотор в порядок.
Copy. And everything nominal on board.
Strapped into their seats in the center section of the Soyuz MS-27, Sergei Ryzhikov, the Soyuz commander, in the center seat, flanked to his left by Alexei Zabritsky, and Johnny Kim of NASA, flanked to Ryzhikov's right.
Roll pitch yaw nominal.
Roll, pitch, and yaw all reported to be in good shape.
Nominal on board.
A pre-programmed set of maneuvers for the Soyuz 2.1A booster, coming up on the 6.5 minute mark into the flight. 2 minutes and 20 seconds of powered flight remaining.
Параметры относительно вновь.
This third stage engine provides 67,000 pounds of thrust for its 4 minutes of operation to place the Soyuz spacecraft into its preliminary orbit.
Vehicle is
Coming up on the 7 minute mark in the flight. Marked 7 minutes. All vehicle parameters continue to operate as planned.
Двигатель третьей ступени работает нормально.
third stage. Thruster operating nominally. Copy. The crew is feeling good. Everything nominal on board.
Nothing but good reports coming from the Soyuz back to the flight controllers, not only in Baikonur, but there at the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow. 7 minutes, 45 seconds into the flight, 1 minute of powered flight remaining.
You got out of school. You're a regular guy who likes cleaning a pool. You get
Двигатель третьей ступени работает нормально.
they'll help pay for
Third stage. Engine operating nominally.
just staying cool.
Separation expected in 30 seconds.
Watch out for these ladies laying in their beach chairs. They say they'll oil your back if you first oil theirs.
8 minutes, 22 seconds into the flight.
They'll make a kiss.
About 30 seconds of powered flight remaining.
Flight.
Smooth ride uphill so far for Kim, Rizhikov, and Zabritsky.
And Favore, you may expect
Standing by for third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation.
I say that I've done my job, I'll take my pay if that's cool. They say we'll double your rate if you join us in the pool. I say I can't fucking
And we have
swim,
third
and
stage
they roll
shutdown.
their eyes so cruel. They say squeeze this little flotation now, jump in you young fools. Watch out for those
Third stage shutdown, spacecraft separation confirmed.
Favore, how do you read it?
They're always bending over and then
Это Зов Москвы, Фаворы.
This is Moscow. We read
And we have confirmation of solar ray deploy and navigational antenna deploy as planned.
spacecraft.
Johnny Kim, Sergei Rizhikov, Alexei Zabritsky on their way to the International Space Station.
Принято Фаворы, отключаем двигатель 2, РП-1. Закрываем РПВ-1, 2. И потом приступаем к контролю ТС.
РПВ-1, 2, так.
Принято.
It is complete. Copy.
Контроль ТС штатно. Выполняем запуск сразу контроля.
Принято, ожидаем задания.
Every
Check out
morning
voice
I
note,
wave
no?
goodbye
Okay.
to my man as he starts to drive off to work to make his
Фаворов командир
hard
может
earned pay.
приступать к работе с
And
телевидением.
he is barely out of view
Favore,
before I call a
may
girlfriend
start
or
working
two
for
and
phase
ask them to
36.
come over to play.
Вас
But if
понял, разовый
our
контроль
husbands
запущен.
knew what
Работа с
we were
телевидением.
doing,
We started the
I
checkout.
bet you this is what they'd have to
TV
say.
is on.
Фаворы, ожидаем от вас первый замер по ОПД.
So, after a flawless countdown, an uneventful ride uphill for 8 minutes and 46 seconds for Johnny Kim of NASA and Roscosmos cosmonauts, Sergei Rizhikov and Alexei Zabritsky. Third stage shutdown and spacecraft separation came right on time at the 8-minute 46-second mark into the flight, followed seconds later by solar ray deploy and the unfurling of the navigational antennas that will guide the Soyuz to what is expected to be an automated docking to the Prishal module on the Earth-facing side of the Russian segment of the International Space Station at about 4:04 a.m. Central Time, 5:04 a.m. Eastern Time.
Indicate mode.
Отпуск КДУ.
Reduce power.
Принято. Фаворы, перейдите на инпут 2 на формат ТВ.
Favore, please go to input 2 panel.
And this view, which is the same view as the crew is seeing on board the descent module, showing the display panel that Rizhikov, Kim, and Zabritsky are looking at. You see in the box on the left-hand side, this is basically the same overlaid video that you'll be seeing in more granular detail a few hours from now when we come back for our rendezvous and docking coverage.
Выполнил переход.
Transition complete.
Фаворы.
Favor,
18.
send Romeo 80 command. Go to the backup transmitter. Copy work.
За 18 подготовил, выдаю.
Принято.
Ready. Command to send. Copy.
With the ascent having been completed, placing Kim, Zabritsky, and Rizhikov into their preliminary orbit, next up will be the first in a series of delta velocity burns that is scheduled about 21 minutes from now. This will be a burn of about 24 meters per second to begin to increase the Soyuz's altitude to match that of the International Space Station. At about 1:42 a.m. Central Time, we will move into what are called automated rendezvous operations. The Soyuz will be guided through a series of pre-programmed commands until it reaches the neighborhood of the International Space Station, at which point the Core's automated rendezvous system will guide the Soyuz in for a fly-around of the station that will precisely align the forward docking probe with the Prishal module on the Earth-facing side of the station. Once the fly-around is complete, the Soyuz will stop its motion, put the brakes on, if you will, for a few moments to allow the Russian flight controllers there in Koryazov to measure the alignment of the Soyuz with Prishal before the command will be given for final approach that will result in the docking of Soyuz to Prishal at about 4:04 a.m. Central Time, a little over 3 hours from now.
Moscow, we cannot copy you.
These questions are: what is it?
Favor, ответьте.
Our course, Moscow.
What does it do? How does it work?
Favor, ответьте, трубу Москвы, мы вас не слышим.
Our course, Moscow, we cannot copy you.
2 hours later.
Crosshair data on that overlay. In the lower left-hand corner, you can see the two lower values just at the bottom of that bottom left-hand box. 3.7 kilometers, that is the current distance and closing between Soyuz and the space station. And the bottom line, 8.8 meters per second, that is the rate of closure. At the point at which the Soyuz will arrive at the station for docking, that rate of closure will have slowed to just about 1/10 of a meter per second, allowing contact and capture between the Soyuz forward docking probe and the Prishal module. That's the bulbous node module that is attached to the multipurpose laboratory module on the Russian segment of the International Space Station. We're also coming up on the point at which the Soyuz will execute a series of pre-programmed impulse burns, as they are called, using the main engine and the thrusters on the Soyuz vehicle. These are small mid-course correction burns that will fine-tune the Soyuz's path toward the International Space Station, with the fly-around of the station beginning just under 13 minutes from now. This is an angular approach to the station at a distance of about 400 meters that will precisely position that forward docking probe right down the barrel of the Prishal module docking port, initiating a brief period of station keeping before the commands are given for final approach and docking. And there, through the eyes of the International Space Station's external cameras, at an orbital sunrise showing the Soyuz MS-27.
Yes, in 2 minutes.
Just 2 hours and 42 minutes ago, the Soyuz lifted off from its launch pad at the Baikonur Cosmodrome, now approaching the neighborhood of the International Space Station for docking that is scheduled about 34 minutes from now.
Everything station shifts to the right and down.
However, the screen is black.
A beautiful palette of colors as the International Space Station and the Soyuz fly up the east coast of South America on a trajectory from southwest to northeast in an orbit inclined 51.6 degrees to either side of the equator.
Yes, everything is connected.
Depot
I just got the
firing in
recommendation
progress.
that you please
Complete.
disconnect it and then connect it back.
The burn. Combined GSO confirmed.
Есть включение СКД.
SKD fired 10-3105, copy.
Good view of those thruster firings. Again, those are fine-tuned maneuvers to more precisely hone in on the International Space Station.
11-7124.
The Impulse 4 burn using the Soyuz main engine has just been executed. A quick 17.6 second burst.
Moscow Station, Station Ground 1. Go ahead on Station Ground 1. Yes, we got the picture now. Yes,
Proceeding, copy. Range 0.015, visually seems a bit closer. Rate 0.12. Half cell above. So that's pretty big discrepancy.
Soyuz now just 17 meters away. The proper closure rate of 1/10 of a meter per second in play.
Unintelligible. Rate 0.12. There is a slight discrepancy. Copy.
This Soyuz will park itself at the Prishal module. Next door to it, the Soyuz MS-26 at the Rosviet module, where the vehicle is located that will bring home Don Pettit, Alexei Ovchinin, and Ivan Wagner on April 19th U.S. time.
Small delta.
Standing by for contact and capture.
Meter. 1 meter. Rate 0.1.
We have contact. We have capture. At 3:57 a.m. Central Time, 4:57 a.m. Eastern Time.
2.
As the International Space Station and Soyuz MS-27 flew 262 miles over western Russia.
Congratulations, Sergei. Congratulations on your arrival to the International Space Station. Thank you, Alexei. Please repeat.
We'll now stand by for the relative motion of the two vehicles to settle down, initiating the retraction of the docking probe.
Display.
A flawless flight from launch pad to docking for Soyuz MS-27.
In work.
Johnny Kim, Sergei Ryzhikov, and Alexei Zabritsky have arrived at their home for the next several months. They will be on board the station until December.
Check-in parameters. 7.
10 seconds. Confirmed. Okay. 13, 18, 10. S6 set. Celidion? No. Yes, but no. Not anymore.
That docking port with a flawless link up to Prishal at 3:57 a.m. Central Time, 4:57 a.m. Eastern Time. In the meantime, since that docking occurred, now you're looking inside the Prishal module at the hatch that will lead to the Soyuz MS-27. The leak checks between the two spacecraft have been ongoing for the past couple of hours. No issues reported. We're in the home stretch of those leak checks. We expect the hatch opening to occur somewhere in the neighborhood of about 6:20 Central Time, 7:20 Eastern Time. This is always a variable time based on the equalization of pressure in the vestibule, the small passageway between the docking interfaces. The launch and docking went extremely well, with the launch taking place from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, liftoff occurring. We launched last month to the station aboard the SpaceX Dragon Endurance, part of the Crew 10 crew.
Opening cockpit. Opening КВД.
Moscow station on space to ground 1. Please go ahead. КВД УМТК is in electrical control position. Copy. КВД УМТК is in electrical control position. Thank you.
S3 sent. Copy. Go to open the hatch. Congratulations on your arrival to the International Space Station. Thank you.
Сергей Артуганов. Тоже тебя поздравляем.
Sergey Erdoganov, we congratulate you on the arrival of ours to the station. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Alexei, and congratulations to all of you guys. Well, congratulations on guest arrival. No, they're not guests. They're able bodies. Yes, you are correct.
Once again, if you've just joined us, we're standing by momentarily for the opening of the hatch to the Soyuz MS-27 spacecraft. Behind that hatch, Soyuz Commander Sergei Ryzhikov, NASA astronaut Johnny Kim, and Roscosmos at 6:28 a.m. Central Time, 7:28 a.m. Eastern Time as the International Space Station flew over the South Pacific. Zubritsky first on board. NASA's Johnny Kim arriving on the International Space Station.
try hiding your face. You feel disgrace. They're waving that Tampax all over the place. They will love me too. Everyone the club will probably
Soyuz Commander Sergei Ryzhikov with a return visit to the International Space Station. All hands on deck now. 10 crew members on board the
Please
station.
get a price check on your super
Following
absorbent
a
cortex.
very smooth launch.
Yes, please, the
Flawless
extra
docking
absorbent.
to the complex. Again, hatch opening occurring at 6:28 a.m. Central Time, 7:28 a.m. Eastern Time.
I've got my comeuppance when I bought the wrong car. Better get a dozen roses and some chocolates too. I consider it an honor to help out the female race. There's something I'll never use. I didn't have to go so far. We are the